Alright guys, welcome back to Anime Cube. Today we're coming at you with CG in anime. Alright, when used properly, it's engaging, it's capsulating, it changes everything. And then when used shitty, well...
So typically when you see a CG shot in an anime, it's because there's a lot of motion going on and it's very hard to, to animate that in 2D.
Which works really well when done properly and when you have the time. Alright, one of the biggest things I kept hearing about was the budget. Like, they don't have the budget, but it's CG, which takes a lot less time and should cost, ideally, less money, right? But here's the thing, there aren't that many CG animators. So we get a problem with them being spread way too thin.
And yeah, this is a problem even in higher end production, like Attack on Titan. Particularly here in season 2, when you have the horses going on, well, you can tell this is a CG shot. And even last season, when Annie and Aaron had their Titan fight, well, you can notice some of these buildings down here, some really bad CG work.
See, with these guys, it's like you have the time, and ideally, I think you'd have the budget. Right? Am I wrong about that? So where's the disconnect for that?
It's a technical thing, because in some of these scenarios where the CG is used, it's very hard to spot an Attack on Titan because it's used well. And that's because, well, in these CG models, the details are all there, and there's a lot of movement that's happening in 2D that draws our attention away from, well, the 3D elements, which are jarring.
And it looks like excellent.
But when the CG is front and center, that's when you start to really notice.
Yeah, that's when all the flaws get popped out. Minimal textures,
Yeah,
it falls apart.
Case in point, this shot right here, where Aaron just slams Annie down into this market, and then these building models, they just have almost zero detail. And it's so jarring because, well, the 2D animation is so detailed, that just sticks out like a sore thumb.
Right, like CG or 3D animation should be an asset, right? Not a liability. And then these kind of shots,
yeah,
it's just hindering.
Take forever to animate in 2D.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't even get done until maybe next month when the episode's already aired. And it's not even like the talent's not there. There are shows that prove time and time again that you can make a full CG show and it look amazing.
Like one of the ones that I've only seen about half of this, but it's Spell from Paradise. Well, it's a movie, but it looks great. It flows perfectly. So why can't we do that all the time?
There's not enough animators that go around that are talented enough to do this. And one of the most talented studios I would think is Polygon Pictures. The geniuses behind Knights of Sidonia, Ajin, their upcoming project Blame.
Ajin does a great job. Sure, there's some choppy moments here and there, which
the
are
first
for
season.
maybe other reasons that I just recently found out. But it does well. Speaking of which, now I didn't know this was a thing. Maybe you guys know this. I didn't know this. So such a thing as limited CG, where every few seconds or so they take out some frames to match the timing of the 2D animation they got. And I get that. I understand that. But is that why it's so damn choppy all the time?
If that's a time thing, it's a timing thing. At Polygon Pictures, they eventually figured out in the last half of Ajin. And this is a case where, using CG as a stylistic choice really set the animators free to be able to tell this whole story.
Oh yeah, we get some of those fights with the ghosts.
Yeah.
Those look great.
Amazing. And with the IBM, I guarantee you it would have taken a long time to animate that in 2D.
Oh yeah.
The same with this whole ridiculous fight between Sato and the SAT.
Yes. That would fucking take forever.
All down to their philosophy as a company.
And it becomes an asset instead of a liability.
You can watch a whole TED Talk about that with their CEO right here. It's in English. Turns out he's American-born.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. And of course, they were the naysayers who didn't like Ajin's style.
Yeah.
And that's totally fine, but most of them confuse it with, okay, the animation's technically bad. But there's nothing technically wrong with this animation.
No, it's perfectly fine. Done well. I think it's just people are they just so, they just really don't like CG because we've been burned by it so many times.
If they don't like the style, that's fine.
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to. But technically, everything's on point here as far as I can see.
Here's a few things that I think, CG has its place in anime because as we've seen it, when it's done properly, it's amazing. So I think the background is a perfect spot for it. You know what I mean? Off in the distance a little bit, it's not right in your face, so you're not seeing all those little texture problems, and it just frees you up to have good hand-drawn front, foreground, and just a nice moving, active background.
A good example of this would be Bungo Stray Dogs, actually. You have this kind of CG-looking water in the background, and it's shimmering, and it's nice.
So another one I think would be camera movements. You know, it really frees you up to be able to like really get some dynamic shots, like almost like a movie like you're watching. You know, get some crazy continuous flows going, as opposed to with 2D, you know, you went to
here,
like
cut there, cut here again. And it shows in Attack on Titan.
It's like those are great points to use it. And then the final one, which I know a lot of people are gonna be mad about, but and I don't think it needs to be used in every single fucking anime of this. But giant robots? Come on. I feel like CG was made for giant fucking robots. Choppy or not, they're giant robots, so it's like...
Yeah, you're not gonna notice. Like, maybe add a little, like, you know, technological creak in there every now and again, but there are shows that abuse it, though.
Yep.
Gundam Seed. It's so hard to look at this show without the, you know, the rose-tinted glasses.
Oh, man. And I love this show, too. Like,
I love it, too.
it's my childhood right there.
So, this was the first Gundam show to be animated with CG.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, naturally when you have a new kind of technique coming through, there's gonna be glitches, there's gonna be things to figure out. Well, they figured it out relatively quickly, actually, and they abused the fuck out of it.
Oh my god.
Gundam Seed became notorious for recycling footage over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess the animators just got fed up with having to draw every single frame of a giant fighting robot.
Yeah, and I can't blame them for that. I mean, when I was younger, I didn't really know this, or I just didn't care, but...
Standard just went through the fucking floor.
It's like, oh yeah, we'll just throw up the same fucking 2-second scene, 2-second clip.
They swapped the model out, you know, change the laser beam color, and then like add a different background and foreground.
Mm-hmm. If you're hoping we didn't notice, we fucking noticed.
Yeah, I even noticed as a kid, so...
Change up your shit. Actually put some little more effort into it.
Like, that was alright, but it was a show with already a lot of recycled elements. Like, whenever the Archangel was involved, obviously.
Right? The launching off the Archangel was the same fucking launch sequence again and again.
And then it comes to a head in the final arc of the show when the Freedom shows up. I already don't like the Freedom as it is. It seems to be like the silver bullet solution to everything.
But how many times have we seen Kira target fucking and fire?
Yeah, so this is CG used at its worst. It's used for the evil of being lazy and cutting corners. They might have been short on budget, but I don't see why they would have been, because this is a Gundam show. This is like a...
Yeah. Like, how long has Gundam been running?
It's gonna sell a shit ton of toys.
Fuck yeah. Like, you're just being lazy. Trying to pocket that money, eh?
Or maybe it was pitched to the studio like, hey, we can save you a shit ton of money.
Maybe, probably. And they're like, oh yeah, we love saving money.
But Seed is not the worst of it. There's one more standout that remains the absolute worst CG ever in anime.
Which is that one?
I think it was called Berserk.
Oh yeah. That frying pan sword thing.
Is there really anything to say about this show?
It is so bad.
I'm willing to bet that this show burned a lot of bridges for whenever someone heard CG in anime, or full CG animation, and they saw this.
And like, gross.
Ajin's animation runs circles around this one.
Alright guys, that's the end of what we gotta say on CG. You know, if it's used as an asset, then of course. But if you don't pay enough attention, if you don't give it the love that it needs, it's a liability and it just ruins everything. It ruins that experience, you know, it takes you out of the immersion. Alright guys, if you liked us, leave a like down below. If you like what we said, leave a like down below. What do you think? Do you enjoy CG? Have you found that these, you know, there's not that many problems as we're talking about? If so, leave a comment down below. And if you haven't, subscribe. Thanks for watching.